Happy International Women's Day. In honor of Women's Day, I have to bring this up. Ladies, we need to do much better. You guys know me. Most of you know me from a reality show. We're not even going to go into which one. Some of you know me from my time before the reality show when I was doing sexy content on sites like Cam Soda, Many Vids, etc., and so forth. I haven't done that since 2018. I've evolved my art in a different direction. I do statement modeling, curating, and production. But that's besides the point. I have been receiving such an influx of hatred, and it is all from women. It's crazy. I cannot even. I'm always one of those women that's like, I've never really been friends with women. I have 1 or 2 women friends, but I get along with dudes. I could be in a group of 10 guys and have 10 platonic, non-sexual relationships, and it would be fine and never have any issue. But put me in the same group with 10 women and it would be problems everywhere. So I ran analytics on my YouTube page, which is where I've been receiving the most hate. And P.S., I'm not Cardi. I'm not Kim K. I'm not that famous. So 30 or 40 accounts dedicated to slandering me. I'm feeling a little special. At the end of the day, this is what I have to say. Ladies, my analytics say 90% of my followers now are women. Every single comment I've received has been nothing but hatred. If you don't believe me, go and find out. Fuck around, find out. We need to do better, women. We need to support each other.
How much do you make for looking like an ugly,
Instead of leaving 1 hateful comment, leave 10 positive comments. Why are you hating on other women? Why? Anyways, happy Women's Day. I'm going to post these analytics. The analytics don't lie. We need to do better. Okay, so I don't want to keep adding to the FTR section, but I guess I'll have no choice but to do so. Again, as you guys have known, this is probably the 500th or 600th time of this endless cycle, seemingly endless cycle of abuse. My spending card, the budget for shelter, and Xavier's spending card for meals, we each get a certain amount of money allotted each month from the state to spend on food. It comes in a little card. The same situation is true of our shelter budget. So again, you guys who have been following this whole time, we have a list of all the gentlemen who have intervened claiming to be representatives of the state, sent by God to assist in controlling the situation and all of the corruption surrounding it. I have no choice but to trust them. If I don't trust them, I'm stuck outdoors alone. It's the same as Xavier. And I have that list written down. I'm writing a novel about it. We're on page 340. So the agreement made between those people and I was that we would receive every 3 days, not between my father, not between my mother, not between my children, not my children's fathers. They have absolutely nothing to do with the corruption surrounding this case, and you people know it. My family has been a group of individuals who have worked blue collar, middle class, citizens our entire lives. All of us, including myself, have been working since I was 15 years old on a work permit, paying taxes to this government and to the system. With that being said, they are skimming our meal cards. So if we have $50 left, we'll wake up in the morning, there's nothing. And that's a problem because we budget that out to last us however long we need it, till the next replenishment. With regards to our shelter, we've been using Airbnb, as you people know. Even before I met Xavier, I've always had my own home. I've always been the primary custodial parent to my children. My children have lived with me since birth. I worked at Northwestern Hospital for 6 or 7 years. I have excellent letters of recommendation from every doctor that I worked with. I've never been in trouble at work. I've never been, convicted or even accused of doing anything bogus at work or anywhere else. So again, this is super confusing to me. I've called on shelters. I've called on independent domestic abuse groups. I've called on friends and family. I've called on strangers. I'm tired of calling on anyone. I have an education. I'm intelligent. I'm business savvy. I've successfully run my own business for quite some time. I need answers. And again, we're now going into month, I believe, 42 of being raped, beaten, robbed, and ignored every time I go to law enforcement to report it. The only messages I get through my Google Voice number, which I've had the same numbers, it's associated with GoPro Solo and MercifulStorm.com, and I've had the number since 2019. No one calls me. Not my family, not my friends. The only people who send me messages or call me are stalkers telling me, die, kill yourself, bitch, you're a whore. I don't have sex with anyone other than Xavier, my husband, and again, that was also coerced. So this whole situation is coerced. I haven't been able to go out and meet people. Anyone who engages in sexual activity with me has done so at their own desire without caring whether or not I want that. I've been impregnated and left to deliver the babies preterm in a shower 11 weeks ago today. It was 11 weeks short of one day yesterday. So 11 weeks today. I was in a shower of an Airbnb delivering with my own hands, contracting, delivering in pain, got taken by ambulance to Swedish Covenant Hospital where I had a blood transfusion and emergency surgery. So in the last 3 years, going on 42 months, my vehicle, a fully paid for Cadillac CTS that I paid for on my own. No one paid it. I paid it myself. It was in my name with a co-signer, Amy Bolin, who was my assistant at the time. I paid that vehicle off $13,000. Less than a month later, it was destroyed. I had my own home my entire life. Dylan gets out and it was flooded twice. All of our belongings destroyed. Dylan and I get an apartment together. He invites his new girlfriend that he's cheating on me with into the home and calls the police and has me arrested for no reason. He's beating me on parole while using every drug there is. I go to the court system 6 times, file electronic orders of protection, in-person orders of protection, as well as petitions to see a judge. To this day, 42 months later, I have still not been given the opportunity to see a judge. And if you go to my YouTube shorts, you can see I've been documenting this everywhere. So I try to come up with every workaround that I can to be quiet and out of people's way, because that seems to be what causes problems. They literally flooded me. Do you understand what that means? Put me unconscious and fucked my face while I was unconscious and came down my throat to the point where I almost died, suffocated, drowned. Do you understand that? Because I'm calling out for help, because I'm saying I'm not okay. But you people, instead of offering assistance, you simply continue to obtain my Google Voice number and then message me, kill yourself, bitch. I've gone into the court system 7 times. I've filed 6 in-person petitions, 7 times just this year. 6 in-person petitions as well as electronic petitions have been filed. Not a single one of the people who have harmed me have been held accountable in any way. Yet I have been and continue to be stalked in real life as well as online, slandered, prevented from doing business online and in person, prevented from supporting myself. I'm a grown woman with 3 children. We're going into year 4. Year 4. When is this going to stop? I was supposed to be included in some deal between Wayne and the state of Illinois on a case I knew nothing about. So when I couldn't provide any information to them, that's when they started forcing me to do sex. Law enforcement included. David Shepard, the original investigator assigned to the case, taken off the case for what reason? Sexual harassment and extortion. So here we are sitting here, IA has already got involved, and instead of anyone coming up with any sort of long-term resolution, I'm repeatedly robbed, raped, and left outdoors. Of course, I'm going to continue working on production and writing my novel. What choice have you left me? You're leaving me outdoors for extended periods, weeks, or months at a time. Prior to 2022, so last year, before last summer, I had never been left outside for longer than a few days, 2-3 days, and I was complaining about that, saying that was unlawful and inhumane. Prior to Dylan's release in 2019, guess how many days I spent outside? 0. Not a single day, not one. Not one. But you don't see any connection there? How many times do you think I have been jumped and stabbed prior to Dylan's release? 0. How many times do you think I've been beaten over the head with a tire iron, resulting in the need for staples? 0. All of the violence taken against me began when Dylan was released from the IDOC. And again, that's inmate number Y12173. I've gone to Instagram, I've gone to Snapchat, I've gone to Twitter, I've gone to law enforcement, both locally as well as federally. I've written blogs, I've written posts pleading for assistance. I've ignored it and spent hours and days in the gym just working out for extended periods of time, months on end. I go to the library and read books. I work on my production company. I apply for other positions. I have been chased out of 20 jobs in person since 2020. 20. But if you contact any one of the employers, they have not a single bad thing to say about me. What did Heather do to get terminated? She didn't do anything. There were YouTube channels being created about her calling out our company. It was affecting our business negatively. So I'm coming to work and doing a good job, but you people, and I'm not talking angels who are in the crowd listening, people who have been here since the early, very beginning, who have my back, you know the truth. People who have ever experienced Dylan or Marissa in person and know really what's going on, thank you. Thank you for still being here. And I'm not talking to you guys. Who I am talking to is everyone in the comments right now. Why don't you guys read the comments? Read the comments. Every single person who refuses to acknowledge the rape, rob, beating, abuse, harassment, slander. The fact that you guys are controlling my online reach and my ability to connect with people means that you're controlling my ability to do business online. The fact that you don't leave me alone until you tell me to kill myself enough times that I literally get a knife and start scratching scars in my arms and legs. I've never done that prior to 2019, ever. Never have I hurt myself, ever. Never. Never, not once. And that's hold my hand to God. I swear to God, if I scratched myself as a teenager or something like that, never in my, whatever. But in my adult life, since the time I had my children, I have never sat in a space with a person laying into me and the badgering from law enforcement or whoever's antagonizing me over and over for hours until I feel like the only outlet I have is to cut myself so that I'm bleeding, so that the pain and burning can distract my mind from the fact that all these people are just telling me die, kill yourself and die. From the fact that I've been left outdoors in the snow, in 1 degrees, in blizzards for now 4 weeks. The fact that I'm being prevented from eating, the fact that I'm being prevented from sleeping, the fact that I'm being prevented from being with my children, which again, everyone wants to say, all these things. How many of you have ever seen me with my kids? None of you. None. I'm a fantastic mom, and every single person you ask will say the same thing. I went to court and I won primary joint custody with no lawyer of all 3 of my children. If you ask any one of my children who do they want to live with, it's me. So everyone's so committed to slandering me in the comments, you guys can also be included in the RICO charges. Where is the court system? Why are we not assigning court dates? Why is there a team of 8 to 15 officers dispatched to come arrest, and I use the term arrest when really I want to say harass, me unlawfully? Why are they dispatched and are on the scene within 5 or 10 seconds for something as simple as standing under an awning during a snowstorm and charging me with trespassing, and then there's no court date provided? So they take me into the fucking police station, hold me there for 2 hours in handcuffs, and then they don't give me any court date. No bond, no nothing. So you don't give me any solutions on where to go. You won't allow me to work. Again, I have a bachelor's degree, no criminal record. You won't allow me to work. You won't allow me to earn my own income. You're following me around and robbing me, raping me, having sex with me when I'm unconscious. I file police report after police report, and there is no justice. I'm just supposed to keep living like this. We forgot a fucking bag of groceries at Target. We're back at Target to pick up the bag of groceries. I call them 6, 7, 8 times the same night from Export's phone as well as my own phone. No one picks up. I finally get a hold of someone. They say, no problem, bring the receipt in and we'll give you your food. I come here, I bring the receipt in. We walk an hour and a half from where we were. Security says, I narrowed it down and I saw you walk out with a bag, so we're not going to replace anything. You saw me walk out with a bag. Did you see what was in the bag? Do you have an itemized inventory of everything that was there? Do you know that I used my link card to pay for something else that someone used cash for? At the same time, I'm asking for a refund on those items. 3 people are making returns on things that cost over $100 for store credit with no receipts and getting them. So I come in with a receipt trying to get food replaced that I forgot, and they tell me no. Yet the 3 people behind me cost over $100 are returning for store credit, and you say that that's fine. What the fuck? Whatever. I don't even know what to say anymore. I have 3 children. I am Heather. I am Coco. I am Sansa. I have been ghostwriting all the fucked up shit that these people have been doing to me. I have been bringing it to the police. I have been bringing it to the court system. I will not stop. You need to leave me alone. Police have been included. There have been numerous corruption traps, because I'll tell you what happens when the police don't have money to do the things they want to do or the vacations they want to take or whatever it is. Then they stop looking at you as a victim and they start looking at you as opportunity. And that shit hurts. When you're raised to believe in law enforcement, when you're raised to believe that you're safe, when you're raised to believe that you can trust a member of law enforcement or the judicial system, and you're only good to them as long as you're opportunity to them, it's sickening. They don't see victims as victims. They see victims as opportunities. It's sick.
We were conditioned to fear the police.
I used to believe in police. Exactly. They intentionally conditioned us to be fearful of police because we're being victimized. So our oppressors train us to be afraid of police and law enforcement, because then we'll never call for help and we'll continue to be victimized. And you people in the comments who are supportive, thank you. Thank you. God forbid this was ever happening to someone that you knew, or you, God forbid. To the ones of you in the comments who continue to wish malicious things for me, how dare you? Just go away. Isn't your energy spent elsewhere? And here's the thing, you're coming here and you're spewing all this nastiness on the situation, when in reality what needs to be happening is you need to be questioning, wow, why is this woman 4 years later still dealing with these circumstances? Why has there been no involvement from law enforcement? And I have on video me handing a narrative, okay? A narrative that I wrote, and I'll read it out loud. Now, in addition to the mercifulstorm.com blog that I've already written, in addition to that, in addition to all of the captions here, from beginning with the one Heather GEE account here on Insta, as well as all the accounts on Twitter, as well as Facebook, as well as the live broadcast when someone was trying to break into my home, as well as the live broadcast when fake law enforcement, people dressed in all black, no badges, all unmarked cars began chasing me down the street, all on video. None of this shit has happened, without witnesses. Yet that hasn't stopped them from completely ignoring it. That hasn't stopped them from not doing shit to assist me. So I wrote this up. I'm Heather Gillespie. I'm a mother of 3 amazing children, ages 9, 14, and 16. My children, who I've raised primarily prior to the abusive occurrences of 2020, 2019. All of our clothing and other belongings, our furniture, my car, our home, as well as my income, have been separated from me, stolen, or destroyed. I've been raped, robbed, beaten, and abused with no assistance from law enforcement or the court system. After surviving sexual, physical, mental, and emotional assault occurring subsequent to a corrupt deal between my ex and the state of Illinois, my life was completely destroyed, and I was left alone to ruin in the ruin they caused and referred to as residual damage of their case. I have no criminal record, a bachelor's degree, and 7 years experience at Northwestern Hospital. I have numerous character references and experience in fields including modeling, entertainment, hospitality, consulting, sales, business, and marketing, just to name a few. I also have a production company called GoPro Solo Entertainment, and I'm actively filming and producing a web series called The Coco Show. There is nothing I cannot do well. Despite that fact, I've been harassed, bullied, chased, or literally beaten out of 20 jobs since the deal. And in 2020, forced to live outdoors for months at a time, or rely on Airbnb and strangers for everything from shelter to food. Please consider giving my story and life some of your energy by reviewing the FTR sections of my Instagram profiles or blogs. Thank you so much in advance for any assistance, support, or advice you can provide. Any and all assistance, advice, guidance, opportunities, employment would be welcomed. I have an impressive resume, several letters of recommendation, But the most urgent need is for financial donations, housing solutions, or employment opportunities. Please feel free to contact me at 316-723-2393. My email address, my Instagram accounts, the first one, and my cash app. I've been posting these prior to this, but I had the blog. All this is published on the blog. If you guys recall, I included Dylan and Marissa. This is not us. I didn't look favor when I wrote that blog in 2019, 2020. Okay, so I referred to Dylan as X when I was writing about him beating me and doing all this stuff. I printed business cards. They looked like this. I went and paid for 1,000 business cards. Let me find them. Right here. Mercifulstorm.com with my logo. This was in 2020. I passed 1,000 of these all across the country. Just in Illinois, 1,000. And then I had 2 boxes. 1 box of 1,000 passed just in Illinois, and a box of 1,000 passed all along the East Coast. I'm talking Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, Nashville, Kentucky, Indiana, everywhere I stopped. I passed it out. Everywhere. The blog post had anywhere from 10 to 4,000 to 3,000 views each post. So, I wanted to put up freaking box on my phone. There is already the address. That's being done. So, there is that one. But I've had those since 2019. So, there is no real thing for error. The other thing I'll do I'm tired of being on this side of doing a completely way by your food standards and still have to be, not 20, 30, 30 in institution, if you don't want to be this one, you need to help you to stabilize your future. And move the focus. You're not moving anything that other than strong on cars, there is no incentive to even be like anything for that kind of you will put yourself out in the course. Just in the last 2 years. Just in the last 2 years. Okay, we're not going back further than that. Just in the last 2 years, we are in the thousands for cash that has been robbed from me. My car is gone. My home is gone. Since year 1, when all this began, you kept on telling me, be patient, be patient, be patient. That's a woman of God. Replace her things. I had a cross on this big. All of the help that's been promised, where the fuck is it at? I haven't received any of it. When we finally come to an agreement and a resolution with the funding money for the Airbnb, then my Airbnb is blocked. All of the reviews I have from Airbnb are positive. Never had a single complaint against me with Airbnb. Now my Airbnb is blocked and locked. There's nothing illegal going on here. This doesn't seem like a violation of human and civil rights to anyone else. A man kneeled on my legs so I couldn't get away while he had sex with my body while I screamed, no, please stop. We have it on tape. No one helped. No one still helps. Whether you like me or not, if you continue to tell me to kill myself and say all this fucked up shit when it comes to me speaking on being sexually assaulted, you are 100% the problem. You are 100% getting charged in RICO because this is premeditated. You thought of this before it played out. You planned this in advance. Premeditated. Like I said before, and like I'll continue to say, I hope your mom is okay. I hope your daughters are okay. I hope your life is okay. Because when you laugh and come into my comments telling me kill yourself, jump from a building, commit suicide, you'd be better off dead, and all of these other things, you show who you are. You show what your agenda is. In my entire life, I've never gone on anyone's anything and told them to kill myself. Whether someone was an enemy of mine or not, if someone told me that they were sad and wanted to kill themselves, I would tell them, take that shit elsewhere. You are not going to do that. No way. I would never say, yeah, you should just do it then and get it over with. I'm at a point now in my life where that's what I'm ready for. If you're ready to kill yourself, me too. I cannot take it anymore. And that's not because I'm mentally unwell. That's because I am being targeted actively. I cannot take it anymore. I have cut myself for the first time in my life. I have used drugs for the first time in my life. I have wanted to die for the first time in my life because of you people. And no matter how much I come on here asking you to stop and leave me alone, you don't. You just keep going. And I think my biggest fear is that I am going to have to kill myself to get it to stop. And then what happens to my 3 children? For those of you who are disgusting, for those of you who have all this shit to say and no assistance to offer, the real Heather, who I truly am in my heart, I want to come to your house and blow that motherfucker into smithereens with your whole family inside. The evolved version of myself forgives you. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I'm cold. You guys have given more compassion, kindness, and understanding to Marissa, who stole my identity, my job in modeling, my home, my husband, separated me from my 3 children. You guys have been so far up her asshole, kissing her ass, calling me liar, calling me addict, calling me all these things. Do you know that Marissa and Dylan together sucked a man for methamphetamine? That's printed on court document papers. I found out about that when I was doing additional investigation with regards to the original deal between Wayne, the representative of the state of Illinois, and Dylan, the one that included me, that left me fucked over and without a home. You people are fucked up. For real, you're fucked up. And I'm so glad that you can now march over to Marissa's page and see that everything I said was true. She went through the exact same thing.